Yo, what's going on with y'all? It's your boy NeoXO coming back at y'all with another Black Clover video. And today I'm gonna be talking about some spoilers for Black Clover Chapter 333. So if you don't want any spoilers for that chapter, go ahead and click off. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get right into these. So of course these aren't the official translations, but these have been relayed to us courtesy Nightbearing. Very, very reputable on Twitter. Like, I trust a lot of their information. But getting into this chapter, this title, The Savior and the Flaw of the World. So if that's coming from Lucius's perspective, then Lucius would put himself as the savior and he would, put Asta as the flaw of the world. Pretty common theme that Asta used to go through. People would think like he's some type of anomaly because of the fact he doesn't have any magic and stuff like that, But in recent chapters, Asta has been getting recognition. I've seen a lot of comments about the fact that Asta was getting promoted, and everybody, likes that. Because before, whenever he was being accused, he really didn't get promoted and stuff like that. But the chapter starts off and it's pretty much a flashback with Lucius, and I'm really interested to see how this develops. Like, this plot line with Lucius and Julius is just really cool. One of the most interesting plot lines that I feel like has been brought into the series, and I just really want to know how it unfolds. But it's a flashback with Lucius, and it says, the most talented devil host in the history of our family, born with 2 souls in 1 body. Right off the bat, that kind of reminds me of Patri. Let me know what you guys think on that. I'm thinking it's kind of like the devil equivalent, if you want to call it that. So Patri and William, they were 2 souls in 1 body. So with Lucius and Julius, they're kind of like 2 souls in 1 body as well. So that's some more information we have on this whole puzzle with Lucius and Julius. I think that's a telling piece right there. So they could kind of be, so right there, I would say they're different. If it says they have 2 different souls, I would say that they're 2 different, beings, personalities. So 2 different people, I guess, if you want to just, make it really simple. So Julius might be a good, if that's the case, then Julius is still good, because a lot of people have been wanting that. So that's pretty good for, Julius fans, because they don't have to be like, oh, he went evil or stuff like that. So in this flashback in the beginning of the chapter, Lucius is actually pretty much on a mission looking for something, and he finds some tablets, and on the tablet it says, follow the highest ranking devil Astaroth of time magic and find the answer. So that's kind of like I feel like it was almost like a prophecy, setting his destiny in motion in the destiny of the Black Clover series. And so at this part right here, there's some more information about Lucius and Julius, and it seems like they can have inner conversations with each other, kind of like Libe and Asta can have. So one of the conversations they're having in this chapter, it says, I've seen it, Julius, the future, the true peace of this world. Then Julius says, Lucius, this is. And he says, I seen you trying to stop me too. You, the one who's the closest to me. But you don't understand. And then that's when Julius says, what are you doing, Lucius? And then Lucius says, it's fine, Julius. I've seen it all. So kind of like he already knows, or he already thinks he knows how things are going to play out. He probably thinks he's going to win, defeat Asta, and there's no chance of Asta possibly winning. And that kind of shows us why he said that last chapter it was basically Asta's final destination, as in Asta's journey stops now, you know what I mean? So that's crazy right there, honestly. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about some of the panels, because panels can tell a lot that the text dialogue doesn't. So Lucius and Asta, basically you can say that their battle commences because Asta is not in any kind of transformation or anything like that in this panel, and Lucius stops time, right? So we know that's Julius's spell. Julius can stop time. We've seen him do it before. And the thing right here is, it doesn't seem to stop Asta in time. And then basically the conclusion that they're coming to is The reason why he couldn't stop the time for Asta is because of Asta's anti-magic. You guys probably already guessed that, but Lucius says anti-magic is the power that defies reason. So Asta has actually a good chance, right at the start. He has a good chance because he didn't get frozen in time. Because if that would have happened, it would have been it, you know. And actually, Mimosa and Noel actually have a panel as well, and they're kind of looking and they're like, is that the Wizard King? They're not really sure what's going on. Everybody is caught by surprise in this chapter. That's one thing I am noticing about this chapter. Everybody is like, what? Because you got to realize they can kind of sense a connection to Julius, but they also can feel the presence of a devil, right? They've been battling against a lot of devils, so they definitely can feel the presence of these devils. And they're like, okay, so this is feeling kind of like Lucifero, because we know that he took Lucifero's heart and he's doing something with it. He has to be doing like some kind of ritual or something like that, you know, to make himself stronger, more than likely. And we get some more text, and it says Asta is pretty much thinking inside of his head. He's like, this key is like, and he's thinking to himself, it's like Julius. And then he's confused. He's pretty much confused. And he's like, you're the Wizard King, but you're not. You're human, but you're not. So who are you and where is the Wizard King? And they have this really, I like this conversation. So Lucius is like, I'm the savior of the world and Julius is now dead. And Asta's like, no way, the Wizard King is dead. And Lucius tells him that Julius had a mission for their beliefs. Basically, so they can understand sadness, hatred, and discrimination. You know, things Julius has been shown to kind of be drawn to, you know, because he never really hated on the peasants or anything like that, kind of like some of the other people who are higher in class in their society. So basically, Lucius is trying to say he's doing this for the peace of everyone. So he isn't doing it out of just being pure evil, right? He has his own motivations and his own reasoning to be doing what he's doing. So in this chapter, we're getting Lucius pretty much monologuing and telling exactly what's going on with him, right? So now we get some of his basically ambitions, and he's saying that he wants to destroy humanity and rebuild it with the magic of his siblings. Remember, he is a Zogratis siblings. He is a Zogratis sibling. So basically, the other three siblings, the Dark Triad, had forms of, I guess you could say, like body magic. You know, Dante had body magic, Xenon had bone magic, and Vonica had blood magic. That's all to do with the body. So people have been theorizing this for a long time. Actually, you put their magic together and you have all the parts of a body, and it's kind of like missing. People were saying maybe it's missing something for the reason they couldn't do it. And they had a chapter a while back where like they had a caption or something. It was like undying bodies. So they're basically trying to recreate, or Lucius is trying to recreate humanity with these undying bodies. That's what I'm putting together. But not only that, he wants to rule over them as the last Wizard King. So basically everything goes according to plan and nothing steps out of line. So he wants to control that. And this seems like it's going to be the battle for Wizard King, literally, because the battle is commencing. Asta goes into his black form, which is a form that I'm surprised to be seeing. To me, it kind of looks a little bit different. I don't know if it's because of the scans or whatnot, but it actually kind of basically looks like a perfected black form. I think that's the most accurate way I can put it, looking at the panel. I'll go ahead and put this panel right here on screen because I do have this one. And it basically looks like a perfected black form, not really looking like his union mode at all. You know, this is more like his black mode perfected, I would say. He did have like a year to perfect all of his, you know, abilities. So it seems like that's what he did. He goes into black form. Lucius does not look bothered at all. Lucius does not look bothered. Moving on, it does seem like Asta is the one considered the flaw. Like I said in the beginning, Lucius says, I've seen it all already and it's all according to my vision, except for one thing, that being you, because you were born without magic and you are the flaw in the world. That's crazy. Asta really has been getting told, like, put down for the whole entire series. Like, people always just looked at him like something was wrong with him, when honestly nothing's really wrong with Asta. Like, he's a great person, and they all just have like a problem with him simply because of the way he was born, literally with no magic. And like, the roles might end up being reversed. I think they are. You know, Asta's really, I look at Asta as the savior and Lucius as the failure. Gotta be. But Lucius is coming in strong. I'm not going to lie to you. Lucius is coming in strong. So the last thing I want to end off this video with, save the best for last, of course, and you guys are, y'all like this one. So basically, we get a panel. Asta goes into his union mode, and he says, right here and now, I'll surpass the Wizard King. So he said right now. He said right now, I am going to surpass the Wizard King. I have to reiterate that, because to me, that's a very cold line. He's making a declaration. He's saying he's gonna surpass him right now. Like, he said he's not waiting any longer, and right now is the time. So this fight about to be epic. To be honest, it might be a multiple round fight. It might be a multiple round fight. And what I mean by that, Lucius might have Asta in the first half, but then Asta come back and win. For some reason, Lucius didn't kill Asta. Or maybe Asta is just on a completely different level, guys. Because, you know, it has been over a year since we've seen him, right? The time skip. It's just awesome, man. We're in for a treat. We are definitely in for a treat. This fight is kicking off, and it's going to be interesting to see. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, go ahead and leave it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. As always, it's been your boy NeoXO, and I'm out.